We habitually return to where we feel secure. And so we do have to, we have to step into the unknown. We have to move out of security to develop more security, more sense of self, more awareness. So there is that transitional state from knowing to the unknown. And so I hope you're beginning to grasp the complexity of this, that the way by which the moon assists, by the way in which our emotional body, our self-image, our ego self-image is assisting through each lifetime. And it makes a lot of sense. It's interesting to ponder how we have our soul dynamic and how we can potentially go through so many different lifetimes in a different self-image, in a different expression of how to realize ourself and our souls, and how that is going to change. And so there is going to be the self-image that we're moving out of and the self-image that we're moving towards, the south node and the north node, and then the current stabilizing factor. So it's quite interesting. All right. So what I created here, I would like to share and walk us through divine expression, high potential, the gift that they give. So I've created a list of each one of the archetypes in its some of its potential higher expressions, the gifts that each sign grants us when it's really in its optimal, when it's in its divine light and expression. And on the next slide, I've created a list of what each sign looks like when they are activating the shadow or the non-growth places or in the pitfalls of their own dynamic and patterns. So in Aries, Aries is the sacred warrior, the sacred ego, the divine independence. So Aries represents that necessity to be independent, to have that will to fight, to charge forward, to develop their ego, their desire, their needs, their wants, to realize themselves. Taurus, sacred solitude. Beauty is sacred, divine material wealth, the inner cave, grounded in stillness. So in its most sacred space, Taurus represents all of this. Taurus very much represents beauty is sacred, to beautify things, to make things nice, to create essentially that stillness and stability, that something is in its right place. And of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it is it's a subjective experience, but it represents to make things feel right, to feel comfortable, to feel good. It's Venus ruled, right? Of course, Aries is Mars ruled. Gemini, pure experience of chaos, divine fool, knowledge is sacred, divine perspective, sacred youth. So we want to consider this. Why I put these lists here in this moon class is because the moon is representing our deepest emotional needs and security patterns and the habitual patterns that we'll form and gravitate to for comfort and security. We can see how people can become real masters of the realm